And I just want everyone to know that we are finally on the phone with the one and only songstress, acclaimed jazz vocalist, Lori Williams. And what people may or may not know is that you are a performing artist, an educator, songwriter, producer, support vocalist, and musical theater actress. Did I miss anything?
That's a lot, isn't it? I'm a mom. Did you say that I'm a mom?
Oh, my God. Lord, I didn't know.
That's number one.
Now, wait a minute. That's number one.
Right.
I had no idea you were a mom.
Yeah, I have two kids. My daughter's 27, and my son is 12. Big gap.
But here's the problem. When you look as good as you look, and I mean this from the bottom of my heart.
Thank you.
You don't look, I was thinking maybe you had some little kids running
around.
No.
Mm-mm.
You got grown-ups.
Yes, exactly. Right.
Yeah, you look amazing, Lori.
Thank you.
You look amazing. You got to put everything in a book about what you've done to keep yourself so beautiful.
That's trying to live right and praying and eating well.
Some of the key things in life.
Right.
To keep yourself really grounded, rooted, and healthy, and well, that's amazing. Well, so I got to ask you, how has life been? How's your life? How's everything going?
So far, things have been good. Thank God. I can't complain. This is the year that I started my entrepreneurship with my personal business, Positive Music for Positive Minds. I stopped teaching in the high school and trying to focus solely on the music career. And so it's been a challenge, but it's been a good challenge. So I feel really good.
Wow, we are really excited to have you interview with us today. When I found out about the new album and everything, I was like, well, we got to get Lori back on. We interviewed you a while back during one of your other albums, and we're going to talk about that in a little bit. But you've got a brand new album, Full Circle.
Yes.
That's the name of the album, and you're doing an album release show at the Fabulous City Winery, D.C. at 1350 Oakey Street, Northeast.
That's right.
Washington, D.C. The show starts at 8 p.m. and the doors open at 6 p.m. And I want everybody to know, you don't want to miss Lori's show. She has a fantastic show. Her style, her vocals, her music is top-notch.
Thank you.
You want to call and get these tickets. And to call and get tickets, you can call 202-250-2531. Again, that's 202-250-2531. Are you excited about this new album and performing at the D.C. Winery?
Oh my gosh, I'm thrilled about it. I'm really excited, and that's one of my favorite venues to perform in the D.C. area. And I had a chance to perform in one in Atlanta as well. So I'm looking forward to sharing the music. And actually, this particular show will showcase the musicians who played on the project. So that's even more exciting.
Wow, that was another question I had. What should we expect different on this album because of its title? Mm-hmm. And I'm assuming you have come to some sort of full circle in your music career.
Correct.
Maybe, but what should we expect from this album?
Well, of course, it's dealing with jazz standards, but it's going to have a twist on it, and that's thanks to the co-producing with Alan Johnson, who is phenomenal. And he is the head of the Jazz Studies Department at the University of the District of Columbia, and he's in big demand as a musician in the area. So really, really thrilled about him sharing his take on it. And the performance that we're scheduled to do on Sunday is not going to be like the cookie cutter of what you hear on the CD. I love the idea that it's jazz and it's going to be improvisationally based, and we're going to have some fun.
That is awesome. I was watching, I love to do a bit of research all the time right before my interviews, and I was watching a video with the one and only Miss Anita Baker, and Anita Baker called you up on stage.
I sure did. I did not have any kind of, I don't have a poker face at all, so I totally was acting out that night. I mean, could you imagine that happening?
Well, to someone like you, I can.
Oh, well, I've been blessed to been shouted out by some of the greats like Diane Reeves and Anita Baker. So to me, that was like, are you kidding me, God? Here we go again for another unexpected blessing. So I was grateful. I'm still grateful. That's one of my highs for the year.
Yeah, that was I was like, you know what? You deserve every bit of that because you have a unique and distinct vocal that is just beautiful, calming, beautiful. And do you know that your vocal stands out? You have a distinct sound.
Thank you. For me, I love the fact of that, what you just said, and I appreciate it so much because a lot of artists try to emulate others, and I do have those who I love and enjoy listening to, but I think it's important to have your own sound and to like your own sound. So without sounding as though it's, self-worshiping or anything like that, I'm grateful, and that's the bottom line. I'm just thankful that I'm able to sing and people will enjoy what I'm putting out there, and they want more, which is a beautiful thing. So I'm grateful for all of that.
Oh, that's awesome. Let's get back to the Full Circle album. What was the motivation for selecting the songs for this album? There are 12 incredible songs, or 1 hour, 2 minutes, 12 songs.
Wow, thank you.
I've listened to it. I got it.
I'm going to tell you, the first song is My Funny Valentine, and that's probably one of the first jazz standards that I did when I started singing jazz in the early 80s. And when I decided to do this one, it was a return to the love of what caused me to, become a performer in the first place. And I owe all of this to, of course, God, and then also to my family and my professors at Hampton University. So I always shout out Dr. Effie Ransom and Dr. Effie Gardner and Bob Ransom, who were professors who helped me to, they nurtured me in the music and helped me to understand what it was all about in the history. And, of course, my culture, being from, my family's from Louisiana, we have a strong basis of the traditional music there in our family and our roots. And a lot of people in my family are gifted vocalists. My daughter is a singer, and she's working on her project. And, so we have a lot of people who are really, really talented. But when it comes to jazz, I know how to stay in my lane. So that's one of the things that I wanted to do with this, is to bring more of the traditional sound of jazz back. And so you mentioned some of the songs that are on there. And so My Funny Valentine was the first song that I did. Evergreen was probably one of the first songs I sang, when I was younger. And have always been a big fan of Barbra Streisand. Yeah. So that's a tribute to that. Turn, Turn, Turn has roots to what's happening in the world today and how we need to understand that things are in divine order. Thus, we're recording at Alan Johnson's Divine Order Studio. So it all is connected. There's another song that's on the CD that showcases my dad's voice. My dad passed last year, so thank you. There's a twist on it because he recorded that song in my phone in 2012, and Alan said, "Hey, Lori, I have a song here," because I presented it to him for Father's Day one year. He said, "There's a song here that your dad sang," and I was like, "Wow!" And I didn't even want to listen to it because it's so fresh. But when I finally got the nerve up to it, I said I wanted to do a version that kind of reminded people of Nat King Cole and Natalie Cole's vibe. And so that's why we did the song that he wrote, which is The Best Is Yet to Come. So I mean, it's a return to the things that I love and to honor those elements that made me who I am today.
Oh, that's wonderful. I love that story.
Thank you.
When did you start work on Full Circle, and how long did it take you to complete the album?
Oh, it didn't take long at all. I knew what songs I wanted to do. I called up Alan, and we met, and I said I'd like to work with these particular musicians for the entire project, which is a little different than my other CDs, with the exception of Out of the Box. Bob Baldwin produced that one, and he played on all of the cuts. This is the first project I've done where the core musicians were the solid musicians from start to finish. So I wanted to have that element where it was, you had the same vibe throughout. And we started last year and finished it, and it was pretty easy to put together because it's just sat down in Alan's studio, and the cats came over and we recorded it, and it was great. It was a great experience.
You know you do jazz when you say the cats, right?
Oh, the gentleman.
No, that's awesome. So we have to talk about the wonderful Bob Baldwin.
Yeah.
I've been such a fan of his music from the 80s. One of the first songs I ever heard him do was with Will Downing, Wishing You Were Here. I used to listen to that song over and over.
Wow. I hope you enjoyed my rendition of the one he did with Will, Sailing on a Dream.
Yes. Oh, my God.
Yes. My remake of it, and I'm so thrilled that Will endorsed it as well, so I'm happy about that.
Let me tell you, I love what you did with it. I was listening to that last night, and you sang it at the winery the last time
Yeah.
you were there. Oh,
Yes.
boy, you tore that song up. You tore it up. But again, you made it your own.
Thank you.
I enjoyed hearing. I love Will's version because I'm a Will fan. Luther, all of the tenor baritone guys, Peebo,
Yes.
you know, all those guys. But what you did uniquely, you made it your own. You hit those marks. But then, you know, you went back to Lori, who Lori is, and that Lori Williams sound. So, again, you did a marvelous job.
Thank you, thank you, thank
Marvelous
you.
job. How did you and Baldwin connect?
Oh, my gosh. Let's see. We recorded the same song, The Island, the same year. And we've known each other for many, many years, but never got a chance to work together.
Wow.
He reached out to me and said he had a gig at Ram's Head in Annapolis and wanted to know if I could sit in. And I said, sure. And at that time I was teaching, so after work, I switched out of my work clothes and put on the gig clothes and drove up to Annapolis and sat in with him on singing that tune. And then he said, hey, let's put a project together. And from there, we've been two peas in a pod.
That's so awesome. I got a tough question for you.
Uh-oh.
Okay, get ready. This is going to be a tough one.
Okay.
If tomorrow was your last day where you could listen to music, your last day, what 3 songs are so important to you? Those 3 songs that you would have to hear. By what artist and why?
My go-to song is Diane Reeves, I'm Okay. And that's a song that I listen to whenever I'm in a moment, I call it. And the words to the song are really, really important to me. So that's one. And it would have to be some spiritual or hymn as a go-to. I wouldn't have a particular one. No, not one comes to mind, and then Amazing Grace comes to mind.
Gotcha. Because you were gospel, you loved gospel before jazz, right?
I directed the gospel choirs for many, many years. I started out doing that, singing in the choirs and directing gospel choirs. And when I lived in Japan, I directed the Sagamihara Christian Fellowship Choir for a number of years. So yeah, I have that background.
That's awesome. Well, I just want to go back to the reason why we're doing this interview in the first place. Lori is performing this Sunday. You do not want to miss this show. It's this Sunday, 9/29/2019.
That's right.
2019. It's at 8 p.m. at the DC Winery. For tickets, 202-250-2531. A big shout out to Sky Entertainment and Frank Sheffield for making this interview happen today. And Lori, thank you so much for taking the time out.
Could I shout out my website as well?
Oh, please do, please do. I was going to ask you for your social media. And your website.
I'm on every form of social media. They can follow me, and of course it's LORIJAZZ.com, LoriJazz.com, and you can find me on all forms of social media, and my links are there as well.
Okay, and can people buy your music on that website?
Yes, but they can. They can reach out to me to purchase, but my music is on Spotify, Pandora, iTunes, YouTube, Tidal. It's everywhere.
Okay,
Amazon, it's everywhere. Mm-hmm.
Okay, awesome. Thank you again so much for doing this interview with us. This is very special.
Thank you. Thanks for taking the time out for me.
Absolutely. We'll be playing your music, too.
Yes. Thank you so much, and looking forward to seeing everybody at the gig.
Absolutely. Have a great day.
You too.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Everybody, that was the very talented, very, very talented. She's really a special musician. She is the one and only Miss Lori Williams. Make sure you go out, get tickets. This is going to be a great, great show. People go out and see all these other shows with the Lizzos and all of this, but you really want to see a great show. Sit back, enjoy some great wine, great food, great musicians, and an incredible vocal. You want to go out and see Lori Williams, and that's going to be this Sunday, 8 p.m. at the DC Winery. Get your tickets, 202-250-2531. Thank you all very much for tuning in.